Hey everybody, welcome back to Omens. I'm your host, Ryan, AM Air Pronouns, and this is episode 40. So, this is our kind of astrology, herbs, and crystals episode. At least that's what these third week episodes have pretty much turned into. And they're going to continue this way for a while. I actually have them planned out for a long ways. Because astrology is getting just as fascinating to me as tarot is, so welcome to my tarot and astrology podcast, I guess, maybe. Tarot is still the main focus, though, but, yeah. So, we have gone through all of the astrological signs, at least once. If at any point I start feeling like redoing any of them, I might, but I doubt it. Probably not, because I've got this planned out way too far ahead. So, this is where we're going to start getting into the planets. Planets being a broad category, which includes the luminaries. And eventually, I do have them separated from... Well, we've got the main planets, and then I eventually have... Man, it's a long way. Then we start getting into the... asteroids. Some of the main asteroids, anyway. But yeah, that's way farther in the future. There. Because I've got something on my computer screen and it's driving me nuts. There we go. Alright, so for today, we are going to look at the sun, and then, if you've read the description, Angelica, and let's be obvious here, Sunstone. Why the heck not? Alright, so, and I will say that I'm running a little short on time, so I don't have everything written down on the Sunstone, so I'll probably be reading most of this from my Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. Alright, so the sun is, in astrology, it's a luminary, technically. And we all understand this. Okay. So I just had a quick thought. I was like, shoot, I need some science in this, because science! It's our basic understanding of the world that has been explained. Alright, so the sun is a star. In case you didn't know that, happy to break the news, it's technically a star. I know I was surprised when I was 12 and I found out too. Was I 12? I don't know. Somewhere around there. I found this out in school. I was like... Because we call it the sun. It's the only star in our system. Well, it's not the only star that hasn't. It's the only star in our solar system, and therefore it's the only one with a name that everybody knows. Pretty much every other star we see also has a name, but yeah. If you ever read those lists of like dumb things people have said, there's occasionally at least one on there that's probably recycled, that's people going, it's not a star, it's the sun. It's like, no, the sun is a star. So the sun is a star, this is from Wikipedia. Sun is a star at the center of the solar system. It is a nearly perfect sphere of hot plasma, heated to incandescence by nuclear fusion, which is really fucking cool, reactions in its core, radiating the energy mainly as visible light, ultraviolet light, and infrared radiation. It is by far the most important source of energy for life on Earth. Its diameter is about 1.39 million kilometers, or 864,000 miles, or 109 times that of Earth. Its mass is about 330,000 times that of Earth. It accounts for about 99.86% of the total mass of the solar system. It's huge, people. Roughly 3/4 of the sun's mass consists of hydrogen, approximately 73%. The rest is mostly helium, about 25%, with much smaller quantities of heavier elements, including oxygen, carbon, neon, and iron. So the symbol for the sun is a circle with a dot in the middle. By the way, that's the alchemical symbol for it. No, that's backwards. So it's big. It's made up pretty much of just combustible gases. It's a G-type main sequence star based on its spectral class. As such, it is informally and not completely accurately referred to as a yellow dwarf. Its light is closer to white than yellow. It formed approximately 4.6 billion years ago from the gravitational collapse of matter within a region of a large molecular cloud. Most of this matter gathered in the center, whereas the rest flattened into an orbiting disk that became the solar system. The central mass became so hot and dense that it eventually initiated nuclear fusion in its core. It is thought that almost all stars form by this process. So, nuclear fusion, so we all know nuclear reactors, which create nuclear power, which is semi-dangerous because there's a radioactive byproduct often. Well, that is nuclear fission, which is where we take an atom, usually of helium, and you split it apart. It like tears the atom apart, which creates this huge fucking explosion. That's where we get the nuclear bombs. Creates this huge explosion. But it also creates radiation and waste. The sun is where it takes two atoms. And if I remember correct, let me pull this up to make sure. So nuclear fusion is a reaction in which two or more atomic nuclei are combined to form one or more different atomic nuclei and subatomic particles, neutrons or protons. So basically, if the sun... what does it do? It won't tell me what types. But basically, it takes two atoms, and instead of taking nuclear fusion, instead of taking one atom and splitting it apart into different parts, it takes two atoms and puts them together. And that also creates an explosion of a sense, except for it's a much more controlled and much more safe explosion that doesn't result in radiation. So there's some call to try, except for the fact that it's much harder to do the nuclear fission, which is why we don't have it as a readily available technology yet, but so freaking hopeful, because it would be way more consistent source of energy than pretty much anything else that we have currently on Earth. So that is the sun in science. Now the sun in astrology, yes, it is a star. It is also, because it is part of our solar system, it's considered a planet. It's a luminary, but it's a planet in astrology. Same with the moon. So the sun in astrology is the central organizing principle of both our solar system, because everything revolves around the sun, and our self. The sun represents our core self, our core personality. When somebody asks what your sign is, they're asking what your sun sign is, because that is your core personality. That is the core of who you are. It's your core identity. It's your main energy. It's where you find yourself very happy. Your moon sign is also that, but your sun sign is your natural state of flow. It's where it's whatever you do that aligns with that energy, you do it very, very easily. So if, like, say your sun sign is in Virgo, Virgo is all about details, about getting everything done, checking all the boxes, being organized, a little bit here, there, and everywhere else, a little bit ADHD, a little bit hyperactive ADHD, bit of do this, go back to this, do that. So if your sun sign is in Virgo and it's strong energy, when you're doing that when you're getting all the details done, when you're enjoying that, you're in your natural state of flow. You can do all that so freaking easily. You can bounce from one task to the next and get this done, this done, and this done, and this done. It's your flow. Your sun sign is your core flow. It's where things are easiest. It's your natural flow state. It functions as, your sun sign functions as, your conductor. Louise Eddington describes it as functions as your CEO or your conductor. I can see it. It's like it's your directing energy. I think that's what she means by it. It's your directing energy. It's like, okay, most of your energy needs to go towards this. It's your core self, and the sun is the hugest part of the solar system, which means it's kind of the biggest part of you. Now, the sun is associated with the zodiac sign of Leo. It rules the zodiac sign of Leo. And it rules and is associated with your heart chakra, which is your center chakra, which is the chakra which brings all the upper chakras, the three upper chakras, into connection with the three lower chakras. So it is the core, it's the core chakra that brings balance and light, brings all the upper and all the lower together, integrates them, helps them flow naturally. In its highest expression, the sun is a benevolent leader who lights up others' lives and is energized by shining light onto others. It's doing things amazing. When you're living your sun sign at your highest expression of that sun sign, you're doing amazing. You're like helping others, lifting others up, lifting yourself up. Just everything is just shining and bright and wonderful. It's like a sunny day in the park with or wherever you enjoy. It's one of those bright sunny days where it's not too hot, it's not too cold, everything's beautiful and the sun is shining, birds are chirping. It's just kind of that idyllic scene. In its lower expression, the sun can be boastful, egocentric, harsh, and blinding. Think that one of those days where it's just too fucking hot and it's too fucking bright and you are not having fun because the sun is just glaring down on you. That is, and it's just so wearying. That is the lesser expression of the sun. Something that's just so harsh and stark and hot and bright and just turn it off. Let me go hide inside. So those are the expressions of the sun. Its higher expression is just idyllic, and its lower expression is harsh and hot. And not the good kind of hot. Now, in your chart, sometimes we know our sun sign and we're like, that doesn't fit us. Like, I have a friend whose sun sign is Capricorn. She very much strongly identifies with Sagittarius, which she's on the cusp of, a couple of days ahead or so. And some of that may be because in your chart, the sun's energy, like the sun on Earth, can be blocked or dulled by the Earth turning the other direction, so night. It's going to be really hard to get into that state of your core self if it's dark, if it's darkened, if it's on the opposite side of your most natural expression. Or it can be blocked by like clouds. It can be dulled down. So it can be harder to actually access that energy and bring it into being. So your core self isn't always bright shining. It's very obvious that you are a Sagittarius. Sometimes it's like, are you a Pisces? I would have thought you were a Scorpio. I actually knew somebody who was like that. I don't know why I brought her up as it. And the unhealthy expression of both. Very much the unhealthy expression of both. It can be like that. Sometimes people are like that. Wait, what? What's your sign? No way. You serious? And sometimes it's like, yeah, I pegged you for that 5 miles away. And anything in between. So your sun, that is the core of yourself. That's your natural flow state, your natural energy state. It's just where you have the easiest time being. But sometimes it can be hard to actually have that easy time. Sometimes you're so overshadowed and overpowered by other aspects of your chart that when you find that, you're like, man, this is weird. Why is this working so easily? Why is this coming so easily? Oh, it's because it's my sun sign, but never done this before. Or it might be the opposite. I don't know. I have a pretty strong connection to my sun sign, so you'd have to, somebody who has a very hard time connecting to their sun sign, when you get, I don't know whether, you have to comment and let me know, like, if you have, like, absolutely no connection to your sun sign, if you start doing something associated with your sun sign, is it easy or is it uncomfortable? I'd be curious to know. Like, does it feel weird but easy, or does it just feel like it's strenuous and hard and you don't like it? I'd be really curious to know that, because I could see an argument for either or if sometimes it is either or of those. Curious. Alright, so that is the sun, and I'm kind of rushing this a little bit because I'm running low on time and I'm going to get kicked out of here in 15 minutes. So, let's see how fast we can do this. Alright, so our herb for today is Angelica. Most specifically, Latin name, Angelica archangelica. Yes. Angel-like, archangel-like. because Angelica actually does come from Latin, that means angel-like. So, Angelica, Archangelica, is some of its other common names are Archangel, Masterwort, Wild Celery, Norwegian Celery, Garden Angelica, and the like. And it is associated with the sun, the element of fire, and it's a, quote, masculine, unquote, herb. It's mostly cultivated and eaten for its sweetly aromatic stems and roots. Apparently the stems are kind of hollow. It grows wild in Russia, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Greenland, Iceland, and the Faroe Islands. Wikipedia only said it was cultivated in France, but something else I saw said it was also grown in Britain. I have a feeling it can be cultivated most anywhere. It's cultivated as both a vegetable and a medicine. There is very, very, very little research on its medicinal properties. Very little. Probably not a good idea to try to use it as an actual medicine because there is no research whatsoever. Just some folklore. So, talk to your doctor is the usual tagline. However, I did go looking for safety precautions, and there was very little on that because there's very little research on this. So the most they can say for sure is it's not safe for pregnant people to try to ingest because there's a possibility it could cause uterine contractions, so it may squish, squish, squish in the uterus. So, yeah, no, not good for baby to be squish, 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 squish. And to continue that, breastfeeding risks are unknown, so err on the side of caution and don't. And then, other than that, it might make your skin more sensitive to light, so wear sunscreen. That's about all they had because there's not a lot of research on this. Medical uses it has been used for and are all kind of, like I said, hearsay and folklore and old, just kind of word of mouth, oral tradition. No actual research. Again, don't take this as, oh, I can use it for that. I won't go get Imodium. I'll just use Angelica. No. Use your fucking head. Use your fucking brain. You have it for a goddamn reason. If you think it is something that is really minor, and you know what, you could live with it, but hell, you might as well try this Angelica, see if it helps. Okay, cool. Fair enough, it's common sense, just using it in a tea or something. You do you, boo. But if you're sitting there like, holy crap, I'm out of heartburn medicine, shit, I've got Angelica root, that'll definitely work. Call your fucking doctor. Go get your goddamn heartburn medicine. Don't use the Angelica root that has no fucking research on it. Okay, just don't be dumb, okay, people? And I know I say this every time, but I read articles about dumb people, and I have very little hope for humanity, so I'm also covering my own ass. This is not medical recommendation. I am not a medical professional in any manner whatsoever. I have no fucking idea. I look this shit up in Google. Okay? Don't take my word for anything. But, having all that said, all those warnings said, damn, I'm camping it up, apparently. Some of its its oracular uses, or its some of the medical conditions it has been used for include nervousness, insomnia, heartburn, intestinal gas, farting people, flatulence, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I actually might try it for that. I have lactose intolerance, and yeah, that ain't fun. It stinks. Arthritis, appetite loss, and runny nose. and apparently the plague, but everything was used for the plague back in those days, and it's probably because it's apparently got a strong sweet odor, so that's probably why it was used for the plague. Alright, like I said, now the important parts. The stuff we actually give a shit about using Angelica for because we are magical practitioners. The magic. Angelica is apparently a very strong and obvious. The one website I was reading is like, this is a plant that will make you whip your head around and go, oh, whoa, you are there. I see you. I sent you. Like, whoa. It's apparently a big plant, big energy plant that is a strong protective guardian energy. Angelica is used for warding off evil, breaking curses and hexes. There's some mythology about a monk that in a dream was told by an angel to use it to ward off, to fight demons or something. I didn't actually fully read the myth. So it is a huge protective plant. So you can use it, you can plant it around your house or your home to guard against evil. You can sprinkle it in the four corners of your house to ward off evil. Say, no. Angel-like anybody? Angelica, Archangelica. That is literally its Latin name. It's like the angel-like who is also an archangel-like, a chief angel-like. It's pure angelic properties, which is... And not just your, light and feathery clouds singing angels. It's your heavy duty. These are your guardian angels, and they got the full fucking armor. And go back, was it Daniel? Yeah, I think it was, King of Wands. Go back to the last episode. And look at that picture, and pause the video. I have the King of Wands with the Kabbalistic angels. Take a look at that one. That's what we're talking about, except for fiercer, bulkier. Yeah. The dude with the spear, bloody spear, basically. Alright. You can also bathe in it, so like put some Angelica in a bath, in a magical bath, and you can bathe in that to break hexes and curses that have been placed on you. Yeah, apparently it was, in some cultures, carried as a gambling talisman and carried in a pocket. And it's also added to healing incenses and healing mixtures. Again, incenses, not as much warning come with that. Mixtures usually means teas or stews or something. So again, talk with your doctor. Make sure you're not allergic, for one thing. Seriously, people. Alright, that's Angelica. And now for our crystal for this episode is, let's be blatantly obvious because I can be, Sunstone. Alright, so Sunstone, I'm running short on time. I didn't actually write it down, so Kindle. So this is from Judy Hall's Crystal Bible, the first one. So, attributes. Sunstone is a joyful, light-inspiring stone. It instills joie de vivre, and good nature and heightens intuition. If life has lost its sweetness, Sunstone will restore it and help you to nurture yourself. It clears all the chakras, and helps bring in light and energy. So, I mean, it's Sunstone. It's going to just... Right. I've never actually messed with Sunstone before, so... Meh. This stone allows the real self to shine through happily. Traditionally is linked to benevolent gods and to luck and good fortune. This is an alchemical stone that brings about profound connection to light and the regenerative power of the sun during meditation and in everyday life. So, and then she continues on that Sunstone is extremely useful for removing, quote, hooks, unquote, from other people. Hooks from other people. So basically, if other people have like energetic hooks in you, you can use Sunstone to help pull them out and like, okay, you're not my problem anymore, girl. Whether located, hooks from other people, whether located in the chakras or the aura. Those hooks can be at the mental or emotional level and may come from possessive parents, children, or lovers, or even just over possessive friends or other people. It's not just from close relations. Anybody can hook into you, okay? My sister's gone through a shit ton of shit. because, yeah. Sunstone, they have the effect of drain. These hooks tend to drain your energy, and Sunstone lovingly returns the contact to the other person. Is extremely beneficial for tie cutting or cord cutting, depending whatever you want to call it. Like, okay, I don't need you in my life anymore. Bye, bye, Felicia. Sunstone does it lovingly. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt them though, use Sunstone. Okay. If you're worried about hurting other people because you're a very nice person, use Sunstone to help you take those out, send them back with love and grace, okay? Love and light. Alright, Sunstone's good for that because it's a bright, cheery, joyful stone. I mean, it's in the name, it's Sunstone. No, I'm sure that it could probably be a little bit harsh occasionally, but so far, no go. Keep Sunstone with you at all times if you have difficulty saying no, and continually make sacrifices for others. I have a friend who could use this. I have a couple friends who could use this. I might be able to use it. I have 3 friends who could use it. God, the people I deal with. They're either extremely possessive and constantly saying, you want to go do this, you want to go do this, or they're the ones I sit there and go, honey, say no, just say no. I don't know what's wrong, what my energy is. Alright, anyway. So emotionally, removing codependency, it facilitates self-empowerment, independence, and vitality. Yeah, I know people that could use this. If procrastination is holding you back, raise your hand. Sunstone will overcome it. Emotionally, Sunstone acts as an antidepressant and lifts dark moods. If you need antidepressants, do not use rocks as antidepressants. For one thing, you can't eat them. Get your meds. And I say that as someone who has occasionally forgotten my meds, and then refused them. It's particularly effective for seasonal affective disorder, lightening the darkness of winter. It detaches from feelings of being discriminated against, disadvantaged, and abandoned. Removing inhibitions and hang-ups, Sunstone reverses feelings of failure and increases self-worth and confidence. Think the Leo energy of the sun. It's just like boost of, I am here. I am here, and I am light, and I am wonderful. And in its lower expression, very, very egotistical. What is with this Leos I keep managing to attract? Okay, the first one wasn't all that bad. Encouraging optimism and enthusiasm, Sunstone switches to a positive take on events. So if you deal a lot with, if you're sitting there like, man, I'm way too pessimistic about this shit, grab some Sunstone so it can help you lighten the mood. If you're just like, I need to stop being so pessimistic at the moment. Even the most incorrigible pessimist responds to Sunstone. Let's increase that count up to 4. Ooh, I don't know if I want to give them Sunstone. No, wait, that would make it 5. Wait, shit. Oh my god, I know way too many unconfident people. Oh my gods. Placed on the solar plexus, Sunstone lifts out heavier repressed emotions and transmutes them. That sounds dangerous. That sounds fun. I should probably not give it to people for them to do that. Anywho, healing. Sunstone stimulates self-healing powers, regulates the autonomic nervous system, and harmonizes all the organs. Sounds fun. It treats chronic sore throats and relieves stomach ulcers. Whew. Exceptionally good for seasonal affective disorder. Sunstone lifts any depression. Sunstone can be gridded around the body and relieves cartilage problems, rheumatism, and general aches and pains. Position, place, wear, or hold is appropriate. Sunstone is particularly beneficial when used in the sun. Go figure. Alright, so. And then it also says, see also yellow labradorite. Nah, we'll leave that later. Alright, so again, kind of the same deal with the herbal properties. Do not expect crystals to be the only frickin' thing that heals you. Yes, the energies are useful. They do work. They do actually do something. However, as corporeal 3D physical beings, we can't live or heal ourselves off of energy alone. Crystals are beneficial to our energetic and auric bodies, and they do help fix those vibrations, which that is a first fix. That is a high energy. We can't even see it. It's so energetic. It's so high vibrating. So when these crystals work at that level, it will eventually make its way down into our physical being. However, those little tumbled stones you get at every store, they're not going to be enough, and it's going to take way, way, way longer than would actually be good for you physically. Your physical body is on a different plane than your auric and energetic fields. So you cannot use crystals as your sole means of healing, just like you can't use herbs as your sole means of healing. The reason allopathic medicine works is because they went, okay, these herbs work, but the quantities of what the chemicals they're using that we need. Think, for example, Tylenol. I forget what plant it's distilled from. But the point is, the reason that we've distilled it into this tiny pill is because what comes in a pill about yay big, your average Tylenol pill size, would take about a pound of that herb to do, or something like that, approximately. That is why we have allopathic medicine, because they went, okay, this is the specific chemical we need, so we have distilled it down so we can do this faster, so we can heal that pain in our bodies faster. That is why with crystals, it's like, yes, that energetic helps our energetic bodies, which interacts with our physical body. We need to heal both. Our physical body is so much heavier and denser than our energetic that those vibrations won't do a whole lot to our physical body. They will help, they will enhance the medicine we take, but they will not heal our physical body on their own, because their physical corporeal form is so much different from ours that they can't interact. And even though our energetic bodies can interact, it is so slow moving, and it would require so much of that crystal and so much time that it's not really conducive to healing. The biggest thing we use these things for crystals and herbs and other such things, are for preventatives, to help heal our auric and energetic body and keep them in good health before that dis-ease gets into our physical body, where it takes more time and more physical remedies to heal. So I know most of you probably know this, and I've most likely said this before, and I'll probably say it again, but I feel that sometimes this shit just needs reiterating. Sometimes it's just as I get my own thoughts in a better order, in better words, and sometimes it's just I've been sitting there like, oh my god, you dumbass people, stop this shit, and then I feel the need to say it, even though the people watching this probably aren't. I don't know what y'all are. I don't know any of you, or only maybe know a couple of you, so I don't know what you do or don't need to hear. And some of this is for me, some of this is for you, but I always feel like it should be said and reiterated every now and again as to why we use these alternative healing methods, their abilities and their limits, and why we use allopathic medicines, their abilities and their limits, and how we kind of need all of them as a helpful, useful thing, because we are not just one type. We're not just our physical body, but we're not just our energetic body either. And the reason protective stones work better than anything else is because Not only are they energetically protective, but they're also physically protective because you can throw them at people. That's the only type of crystal that will really work for. Same thing with poisonous herbs. It only helps you deter people because you can also poison them. Anyway, other than that, stuff that is beneficial, it takes a bit more time. We're so many layers. We're onions. We are onions. Not all of us is visible. And so it takes many different types of stuff to get us somewhat balanced out. Whatever works is our own balance. So anyway, after that lovely speech of random shit, because fuck it, it's only going to be a 30-odd minute episode because they're going to kick me out of here soon because I'm not supposed to be in here. I was supposed to leave like 7 minutes ago. Alright, anyway, with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you guys will look forward to more of these episodes as we continue kind of going through astrology. I hope you all like my tarot episodes because, again, main thing here, but there's a reason why it's called Omens, not just tarot. So, but anywho, that's meh. If you're watching that, you knew this. If you're watching this, you knew that. Bleh. Words. Oh, I think the food's actually making its way through my digestive system. I'm getting energetic. Alright, also I've been talking about the sun, and the sun is energy. Energy. Alright, I'm fuck all weird right now, so I'm gonna go let y'all cut y'all loose. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. You know the usuals. Links for everything is in the description. My Facebook, my Patreon, email, whatever. If you feel like either talking to me or throwing money at me, always appreciated. My poor email inbox is so lonely and empty. Damn it. Anyway, I need my friend to stop sending me TikTok videos. I keep trying to do that same thing on here. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna shut up, quit blabbering now. So, y'all have a lovely rest of your whatever, and I will see you next week as we explore the Hanged Man. No, not the Hung Man, the Hanged Man. Get it right, people. Okay, bye.